Guys, I'm pretty sure that's a Volvo. Oh my God.
What's up guys, it's Drifts and Lifts here. Welcome back to the Drifts and Lifts Epic Volvo Drift YouTube channel. Click the subscribe button because we're pouring a different flavor of gravy on you today. So I got my man Jordan here. He just picked up this car and this is an interesting 240 because if we look over here, yeah, that's right. It's got a different style of fuel. So it's a diesel 240. This is a 1982. You don't see these very often in Canada. I'm not too sure about in Europe and in Sweden and that kind of thing. But in Canada and the US, these are fairly rare. Like I've only seen a couple on the road. This is the non-turbo D24 diesel, I believe. So if we look under the hood, we'll take a little peep here. I'm really not too knowledgeable about these cars, but from what I've heard, the injection pumps are actually very similar to the injection pump on my truck over there. So it's a Bosch VE injection pump. So from what I know, you can actually, you can turn up the fuel a little bit and advance the timing and that kind of thing. So maybe me and Jordan are going to look into that at a later date, but I wanted to show you guys this car just because it's kind of cool. We're going to start it up and go for a little cruise in it. Even looking at this motor, even how like the intake manifold design is, it's pretty interesting. It's just it's a cool motor to look at. The exhaust is really tiny, hey? Oh yeah, weird. It's got like,
I noticed that it's like extremely small.
It's really small, hey? And then it's got like 3 cylinders coming off the one. It has like 2 separate manifolds. That's actually really cool. I don't know about cool, but it's interesting. So yeah, even like looking at this injection pump here, I could be wrong. Maybe it's just the turbo model D24s that have the VE pump, because this one does look a little bit different and it doesn't have an AFC. That makes sense though, because it's a non-turbo. So I'm gonna do some research, and then on a different episode, me and Jordan are gonna turn up the pump on this and make it roll a bunch of coal. But yeah, I don't know. Fire up, Jordan. Let's hear this thing. Jordan cut off the exhaust on it, so we got like open downpipe right about here.
It sucks. Disgusting.
I've never heard one of these diesels with no exhaust, so especially with no turbo. It's like a tractor. It's a farm tractor. Oh man. Those engine mounts have seen better days. So we're gonna go for a little cruise in it, just down the road. Maybe if I'm lucky, Jordan will let me drive it. But yeah, this thing, those engine mounts are definitely a little shaky. Check a little rev. It actually sounds sort of like a gas engine. Yeah.
When I first chopped it, I was like, oh, it does not sound like a diesel.
No. Alright guys, so if we look in this interior here, we got, well, so it does have an M46. I don't even know if these things came with an automatic. I feel like you'd have to have a manual transmission because they're so gutless.
Not 100% sure.
Yeah, maybe. But if you look, it's got the really cool bright blue interior. I don't even know what style of cloth this is. It's like a suede sort of something or other. But it's really cool. It shines almost. It has like a metallic sort of, sort of like glistening to it. One thing I like about 240 doors is they're so tiny. And they're like they're kind of more slim than the 740 doors. They also feel a little bit lighter too. All right, let's hear this tractor go. Take me for a leisurely cruise, Jordan. Oh yeah, it sounds like a truck. Nice. Oh, this is good. So I think these are like 80 horsepower from the factory, maybe 100 foot-pounds, something like that. All right guys, so this is gonna be a first through third full throttle in this thing. That's full throttle, baby. Oh man, she's pretty slow. Yeah. And we're going 90 kilometers an hour. That's crazy. Oh my god. It's so slow. Oh, it's amazing. All right, so I'm behind the wheel of this high horsepower tire melting machine. Enough to like drive around, I guess, you know? Yeah. Like, you're not going to be passing anybody on the highway, and yeah, you're not going to do any overtaking in this car, I'll tell you that much. But it does have enough power to just go and get you there, and I guess that's all you can ask for in this car. Hey, the brakes work pretty good.
They're brand new. It's got $3,000 worth of receipts in the glove box.
This would have been a good car to someone. It's quite the sound. I don't even know what it reminds me of, like an inline six, like Ford F-150 from the 90s with a straight pipe or something. Some weird shitty motor. Now, I think the best part about this car, guys, is that the fuel economy is going to be amazing. Just because you have no power, and it's a diesel, it's a non-turbo diesel. So I'm going to assume this car gets like 30 miles per gallon, that kind of range. So Jordan, you could probably drive like from one end of Canada to the other for like $100. Probably. Yeah. Probably, I would assume like 800 kilometers to a tank or something like that.
Yeah, it's $45 to fill up.
45 to fill, yeah. Luckily diesel's a little cheaper than gas is. I feel like Grandpa drifts and lifts taking my grandson to the stores. You want to be my grandson, Jordan?
Do I get free Volvo parts?
Yeah?
I get up now then.
All right, so that was pretty fun driving this thing around. It full throttle in this car feels like no throttle in most cars. I think I could go faster in my Cummins just idling with a trailer behind it. But so as to typical early 80s 240s, oh yeah, we got some rust down there. I don't even want to start poking because I'm just gonna poke holes everywhere. But yeah, so this thing, early 80s 240s are very common to be rusted out. And it looks like this one is no exception to that. It's definitely got some rust holes in it. But that's okay. I think Jordan's plan for this is just to drive the car and, you know, get him A to B. And I think we're gonna lower it, try to turn up the fuel maybe a little bit, get a little more power. If you guys know anything about these engines, let me know in the comments. You know, if there's a way to bump the timing or turn up the fuel a little bit. Just quickly looking at it, I couldn't see like a fuel screw like my Cummins has. Those trucks literally have a full power screw, they call it, I guess, and the first thing I did on my truck was I turned that all the way in, and it gained like 70 horsepower. So maybe there's something you can do. Obviously this is a non-turbo diesel, so if you turn up the pump, you're really not going to gain a whole lot, but maybe you can get like 5 or 10 horsepower out of it. That'd be cool. But yeah, I think lowered with some maybe cool wheels, maybe like a side pipe exhaust and rolling a little bit of coal, this would be an interesting, fun little daily driver mobile that gets really good fuel economy. And it kind of looks the part. It's like pretty ratty. It's got, you know, the roof is all it has no paint left on it essentially, or no clear coat, that's for sure.
It's patina.
Yeah, it's patina. Yeah, exactly. Yeah, patina looks good on certain cars. This one is one of those cars. So yeah, I think that's basically a wrap up of today's video, guys. Sorry for the no drifting. I haven't posted a drifting video in a little while now. I've just been getting cars where they are supposed to be. So I've been, actually I turned up the boost on Samuel L. Turbson, and what I noticed is when I turned up the boost, that misfire got worse, and it actually happened earlier on in the RPMs, which leads me to believe that the fuel pump isn't keeping up with the fuel demand that the motor wants. So I'm gonna throw a new fuel pump in it, and hopefully that fixes it, and then we can turn the boost all the way up to 14 pounds. We're gonna put it on the dyno, like I said, and we're gonna show you guys the difference between stock boost and 14 pounds, and then we're gonna throw the K-cam in it, and then do some testing that way. So we'll see the difference between 14 pounds with the K-cam, 14 pounds with the stock T-cam. Just do a little bit of kind of stock Volvo testing on the dyno, because not many people get to do that. We'll also get to see if it has detonation on the stock ECU timing map earlier on in the RPMs, that kind of thing. So it'll be cool. Usually when guys have their cars on the dyno, they're like full built, or, you know, quite modified. So it'll be cool to see a more stock Volvo on the dyno. It can relate to a bit more of us kind of budget guys. So I think I'll leave you there, guys. Like and subscribe for shaved Volvo pubes. Peace out.